All right. It's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG. This is Fight Hype, and today we have the honor and the opportunity to talk to my guy all the way from Australia. And y'all know him; he's coming back soon, but we're definitely going to get into all of it. Tim, thank you for being with us.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure. So Tim, look, obviously in a month, well, maybe not everybody knows, so we'll put it out there in a month. You have a really big fight coming up. You could have went a number of ways, but you chose an opponent who's very tough, durable. 22 wins, no losses, 17 KOs. Murtazalev, why him?
Well, first of all, he's got the IBF belt, and I'm literally just after the IBF belt. That puts you back in the contention to make the big super fights happen, and that's what I came into this sport for. And yeah, it's just reclaiming that throne. Yeah,
and you could have went a number of ways. And we've seen a number of opponents be mentioned to possibly, be in a fight with you. Unfortunately, those didn't happen. We had a fight with you and Virgil that was supposed to happen, didn't occur, and then Lubin pulled out of a fight with you as well, from what's being reported. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Was Murtazalev, because he's the champion, a guy that you would have preferred to fight because of the opportunity, or did some of those guys that you were supposed to fight early in the year, where it didn't materialize, were they still like a preference for you? Would you have favored them over this guy?
Yeah, look, in terms of events and the name and caliber, I would have preferred Erickson Lubin, and Virgil would have been like a sick, fun fight to have.
Mm-hmm.
Erickson Lubin, stylistically, the build-up would have been cool, and we would have had some fun for both of us. But yeah, Murtazalev is more about just being in a position to be a shot caller, and that's what I sort of want to feel that in that sense. So getting that belt back, and there's 4 of us in each division that have a belt, so to be mentioned with the elite in the division, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, for sure. Do you what do you think Murtazalev presents in terms of things that you'll be on the lookout for in this fight, or what do you think he does well?
Yeah, I think he's I haven't seen too much. I don't really like to watch too much. Like, I get a basic idea of my opponents, and that's it. So he's a bit taller than me, and something that I'm always I'm used to it now.
Yeah, some would say.
I'm so used to being a short 154 pounder. But he's rangy, Soviet type style, and you don't know what to expect, so he doesn't really have too much flashiness, but he's got grit, and he's got that awkwardness in him. So that always presents a tremendous task. Sometimes on paper someone looks good and that, but sometimes it's the dog. When you actually fight like a dog, it makes it super hard. So I'm seeing this as the toughest fight.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody who follows you or is aware of who you are, or anybody who gets to see you in the future, would doubt for a second that you're a warrior in the ring. You like to bang. Yeah. So what kind of fight can we expect from you next month?
Yeah, it's just about being smart in there, picking the right shots. But again, I'm gonna bring the dog in me and show something, and try to get the KO, man. I'm not. I don't really want a distance. I want to go for that knockout.
For sure. One guy that we talked about a moment ago, Virgil Ortiz, he did end up going in a different direction, and he had a really tough fight.
Yeah,
What do you think about that last outing with Virgil?
Yeah, I thought Virgil did well, in all honesty. I think the 2 knockdowns sort of got the fight much closer. But in terms of the actual fight, I think Virgil did well. You
think Virgil won that fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so, I only asked because obviously it was something that was, in contention for some fans and some people who follow boxing. They were disputing whether or not it was a so-called,
it could have gone either way.
Exactly.
Honesty. Yeah, it could have gone either way, but I wouldn't call it a robbery.
There you go.
I wouldn't be disappointed if Bokachuk won, nor would I be disappointed if Virgil won, and that's how it went. And it was the knockdowns that made it that much closer.
Gotcha. So the other guy we spoke about was Lubin, and obviously he pulled out of your last fight. And I know you have a preference you had a preference of fighting him prior to the gentleman you're fighting with Zalev. What about Lubin gets you fired up or makes you look at him like the opponent? for you next or in the near future?
Yeah, like I'm welcoming Lubin with both hands, man. That's definitely a fight I'd entertain. It's probably be easy to make due to the fact that we're both with the same promoters and something like that. Yeah, it's just simple to make, and I'm gonna entertain the fight as soon as my fight finishes, and we'll see if both parties are willing to.
So, maybe I read wrong, but I thought he had pulled out of the fight, right? It was
medical.
Medical. Okay.
Yeah, medical.
There you go. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah. I thought it was something different, so I was going to ask you another question, but I appreciate your clarification.
No, I got told afterwards it was medical, which, confirmed it all to me.
Gotcha. So, your prior opponent, Fundora, he's being ordered to fight Terrence Crawford. Terrence just came off a really tough victory with Madrimov. What do you think about Spence and Crawford, Crawford and Fundora in this potential upcoming fight? Who do you favor?
Yeah, I favor slightly towards Crawford due to his IQ and his level. Fundora's got just tremendous height, range. He's got these weird inside uppercuts that he sort of lands and he's able to dictate, and he's just got this awkwardness in him. But I think Crawford's IQ and boxing level is a bit higher.
Yeah. Any advice for Crawford, having shared the ring with Fundora, that you would tell him to worry or think about?
Don't go for the elbows.
Don't go for the elbows.
Don't go for the elbows.
Yeah, I think he'll appreciate that advice.
Yeah, don't lean in and go for the elbows.
No doubt. Now, I know you said Lubin, you guys same promoter, potential fight in the future after you get through this current opponent, but Fundora Spence, I don't know why Spence is in my mind, but Fundora Crawford, that fight happens. You don't favor getting in the ring with one of those two guys?
Oh, for sure, man, for sure.
Over Lubin?
Over Lubin?
Yeah.
Of course, that's a bigger fight.
Yeah, championship unifier.
Yeah, of course, that's a bigger fight. So I'd go for that one, preferably. But I'm willing to go back to back. Like, I don't want to be resting, and these are the big years of your career. So you don't want to be on the sideline like a lot of fighters are. They're just kicking it back and doing nothing.
Yeah, you're definitely busy. You're definitely a busy fighter. Now, how much do you want the Fundora rematch? Like, is that something that you desire? You want that back or not?
Yeah, of course. It's something that's still in my heart, Like, I felt him in the first couple of rounds and then it just didn't go according to plan. But, yeah, I still feel like with the right prep and with my game plan, I think I'll get the job done.
No doubt. You got a lot of options, that's for sure, right? There's no doubt there. Like, there's a number of ways you can go, and I know the fans are really excited to see you get back in the ring next month. So, whatever the path is, we wish you nothing but success. Now, okay, just one last question for you. Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's made a lot of noise in boxing recently. He's been involved in different events. What are your thoughts on Turkey and, his involvement with Eddie, Oscar, just the whole thing?
Yeah, I think it's great, again, for the sport. He's making certain fights happen, but I feel like you don't just come in and just dictate the way the sport goes. It's been years and years and centuries of boxing, and you can't change the way it is. But yeah, I think he's doing good to a certain extent. But there's so much out there, like there's so many different promoters, and sometimes it's hard to make things happen.
Gotcha. Before I let you go, Tim, anything you want the fans to know? Obviously, we have this big fight coming up October 19th in Orlando, Florida. Yeah. You versus Murzalev. I forget this. Is it the IBF?
Yeah,
IBF, right?
Yeah.
So for the IBF championship, aside from that, anything the fans should know or just be aware of, or anything you just want to share?
No. I'll be back October 19, and it's time to reclaim the throne,
There you go. I mean, enough said.
Simple.
You heard it from the man himself. Well, we appreciate you, Tim. Thank you so much for being on Fight Hype, and we look forward to seeing you again in the near future.
Nah, man.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks, man.
All right, we out.